In the meantime, let's talk about Pewdiepie.
There you go.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Guys,
Absolutely.
I don't think that I have an opinion.
Well, okay. I actually somehow I'm getting more shit.
You got so much shit. What the fuck is that?
Did you really?
Yeah,
What was your
and
thoughts?
Scarce, and everyone is
no.
calling me
Oh, no.
a backstabber and a hypocrite
Oh, Jesus
for
Christ.
simply saying that I think, for saying essentially I was disappointed that he used the N-word in a derogatory
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm disappointed, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put
As we all are.
I put
Don't
my
say the
neck out
N-word.
for you with the Jew thing.
Yeah.
And as a Jew, I felt like it was my place to be like, hey, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
And he dropped the N-bomb in a derogatory way. And people are calling me a
How
social
is
justice
this a
warrior.
hard thing to get
Jesus
to the bottom
insane.
of?
And now there's a
Alright.
video floating around with Keemstar and Scarce, apparently, who are making videos because they have nothing better to do. They're like, and they're
Well, of course, Keemstar would. He was the original N-bomb dropper.
Yeah, of course he would. Yeah. At any rate, they have a video of me when I did the podcast with iDubbbz.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is that he says nigger faggot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was referencing that he says that.
Right. Of course.
And saying nigger faggot.
You were making what is called a joke.
Yes, and beyond that, I was referencing,
Yeah.
not
Right,
using
right,
it derogatory.
That's
Yeah.
the big.
So
That's the bigger
Keemstar
picture.
and Scarce, people who probably and other people who have actually haven't watched the podcast in its entirety and listened to my actual statements are like, "Oh, H3's a hypocrite because he said nigger before,"
my goodness.
and not
Okay.
actually listening. Like, do I really need to explain? There's a
No.
difference.
I don't think you need to explain it to
It's
95% of your
maddening.
audience. I think that the 5%, like, okay, that podcast had 1 million views,
Right.
18,000 comments.
Yeah.
I looked at that before I came in
Well, it
today.
has like 50% downvote. Actually, didn't get that bad until Scarce and Keemstar, who have apparently, they don't think about the consequence. They just think about, oh, I can make content today. Or like, well, Ethan said nigger before, and someone makes a compilation. It's like, here's Ethan saying nigger, and then he puts it next to me saying like, I was disappointed by PewDiePie using the N-word in a derogatory way.
If you can't separate those things,
I don't know how
and
to-
you're not trying to use them for your own sort of material, then why?
Right.
Why?
Right.
It's like,
Like, I can see them doing that. That is
Yeah.
not surprising at all. What's
Yeah.
surprising is the average viewer going the same route.
Right.
I have to say, I lost
Because you really have to reach.
I had lost a little bit of faith in humanity recently, seeing the
Don't.
reaction to our
Don't.
recent podcast.
Because it's
I'm like,
such a
dude.
small percentage of people. It's
There's
such
I
a
don't
small
know.
percentage.
There was
of
a
people.
lot. At any rate, I'm like, dude, the dude. First of all, I defended him against this like developer who was like, I'm going to DMC all of his videos. The most I criticized PewDiePie was saying I was disappointed that
Okay.
he used the word in that way.
Sure.
I think it's common sense to say that referring to the word and saying nigger in a reference is
Yeah.
different than using it in a derogatory, insulting way out of anger.
It's like a reaction
It's
from people who
insane.
didn't see the original video.
I think that most people commenting didn't watch the whole thing. But
Because when
have-
you watch PewDiePie's video, and I mean, hey, I don't think that guy's like a fucking white supremacist
I
or
don't,
anything.
and I said it.
No.
I think he just says dumb shit
Yeah.
when he doesn't
He
realize
shouldn't have
he's being
said it, but I
checked.
don't think he shouldn't have said that. But
I've
that
got a
by
buddy
no
who-
means. I don't think he's a racist
I
because
said
he
that.
said it.
I
I got-
don't, and I don't think his career should be ended. I said that. I was
Yeah.
defending him.
It's a logical reaction.
and you're not defending the use of that word. You're defending him as a character.
Yeah.
You know, you're defending his character.
I was
fucking
like, dude.
stabbed him in the back. Like, what the fuck?
I'm like,
no,
dude,
come
and
on.
I talked to Felix. He was like, I don't understand why everyone's getting so upset. We can be friends, and you can still criticize me.
Yeah.
But you have Keemstar and Scarce who are like, H3's a hypocrite
Oh,
because he said nigger on his podcast. It's like, dude, you're
Nope.
fucking.
Nope, not
you
the
call
same.
yourself a news source. Like, get fucking real. You're
YouTube
just
news.
you're
Yeah,
get-
if you like Keemstar and Scarce come into your life, there's
It's-
something else going on there. Those guys are news for children. They're
It is.
fucking Nickelodeon.
You but it's like it's frustrating because it's like
It is frustrating,
I
of
have
course,
nothing to
because-
apologize for, and
No,
somehow
nor
now
should you.
I'm getting more shit than
No.
PewDiePie.
But
Yeah.
you're not
For-
defending his actions. Like you're not like he shouldn't have said that. But that doesn't mean
I would
like,
appeal to everybody who watches this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The 95% of people who just watch it, because 1 million people watch it, 18,000 comments. That's what, 4%?
Right.
of the
Well, it
people
has
who watched it.
50% downvotes, but
I
it's
would,
a brigade.
I would appeal to the other people who watch it. Go scroll down and leave a comment on somebody being a dick and tell them to, fuck themselves.
Thanks, Eric.
Like, do it. Go down. I know you don't normally comment.
No, I don't know. It's frustrating when people
Scroll
like,
down and just leave a little comment like, dab on the haters.
people are like,
There
oh,
it
you clickbaited, you sold your friend out. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking podcast. I'm expressing, this is the whole point of the show.
Right.
I can express my disappointment in my friend who I stuck my head out, stuck my neck out previously. Nobody has a better track record of calling out social justice warriors than I do.
Right. Absolutely. And he can still be your friend. You can just like say like, hey.
He is.
Yeah.
He messaged me.
Yeah. And absolutely.
I reached out to him before I did the podcast. I was like, hey, do you have any comments? Do you want to talk about it? Because I'm going to talk about it. He's like, no, I'm posting my apology video. And after I posted my video, and apparently he watched it, unlike Keemstar and Scarce and all of his 12-year-old fans who watch it and just want to get butthurt about anything. He's like, I don't understand why people are so upset. You literally just said you're disappointing me. That guy made a fucking video apologizing. Do you not? What? He admit that he fucked up.
Yeah.
So what is it? You believe that he wasn't sincere? You believe that he shouldn't have apologized? I think there's a clear difference between saying nigger and referencing it to something that iDub says in his videos and saying, hey, you are this, you are an N-word in a derogatory way. The fact that I have to even explain that is a sad state for this world.
It's wild.
It is.
It's wild.
It's insane.
And it's beneath you to even have to acknowledge it. But what I will say is it's fun to get into.
Your voice has changed
It's
so
very
dramatically.
Well, I'll
fun to
tell
get
you
into.
what,
To get into.
It's
fun.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
It's been quite annoying because you have people like Keemstar and Scarce who are your peers, and they'll DM you. Like Keemstar DM'd me 2 days ago, and he's like, "Hey, how are you, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a while." I'm like, "I'm fine, dude." And then the next day, he's like, H3's a hypocrite. I didn't watch the podcast, but
Isn't that
this guy
nice?
says he's a hypocrite,
Isn't
and
that
I didn't have
nice?
any content today, so I'm going to post a video, and I don't really care about what it actually means. I'm news, but I don't actually look at things beyond
Hey.
surface value. I'm Keemstar.
But he
I
really-
make news for 12-year-olds.
He really wanted to know how you were feeling, buddy.
Yeah.
He just wanted to like be
the
on the same
fuck?
page.
N-word news for 14-year-olds. Come over here and we'll give you all the best stuff.
Take
That's
it
right.
from me.
Christ.
Take it from me, Keemstar, who has actually used the N-word in a derogatory term.
actually- right,
PewDiePie
right.
did nothing wrong.
Come the fuck on. It's not a multi-layered fucking issue. Don't say the N-word.
It's
Just
not
don't
that
say
complicated.
it. Just don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Thank you.
It's not that complicated. I was referring to it. I was at a party once.
Yeah.
Now I'm riled up. Let's go.
Let's go,
I
let's
was
go,
at a
let's
party
go.
once. And we were talking about Seinfeld. Kramer got into this huge drama because during his stand-up routine, he called a black guy an N-word.
Right.
And he got into this huge thing. I was at a party, and we were talking about it, and somebody asked me, what did he say? I said, he said nigger. They got so upset that I said that, they left the party. And I was like, you literally asked me, and I'm referring.
Asked me, and you're quoting what
Right.
Kramer said. Yeah.
Exactly. And that triggered them so much they left the party and they never talked to me
But
again.
they asked.
That's what I did. That's what they're using when I'm me saying nigger faggot. I'm literally quoting
Right. You're
iDubbbz.
right.
Well, no, their thing against you was that you said it was like mouth silk. And hey, I remember watching that podcast. Well, yeah,
I was like, oh, it's
because
so
you said it a
fun
bunch
to
of
say.
times.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I totally
It was
was
a joke.
with you while you
Yeah,
were saying it.
yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that's funny. To call it mouth silk. Like I wasn't fucking leaping into
I
the
wasn't
goddamn
calling-
future like fucking Scott Bakula for the fucking Pewdiepie incident, where
Right.
I would be like, oh, this is gonna be used against him. Like, come the fuck on. It's a goddamn joke, you
Right.
fucking idiots.
I was playing.
Shut up.
Thank you. God bless you.
Shut the fuck
Like
up.
I was referencing. I asked iDubbbz how I was asking about his usage of that word, and I was making a joke, obviously taking liberties with it. Look at me explaining the fucking obvious. Imagine a world where I get more shit for saying I'm disappointed in PewDiePie using the N-word in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a fucking planet in which this is a reality?
Where's the
I have-
YouTube cut where like we're talking about this right now, and then it shows the way PewDiePie used it? just to show a goddamn contrast of what the fuck the context
It's
is.
essentially the same thing as me, but like, I was at a party and said nigger, and she left. And they're like, oh, Ethan said nigger.
Oh, he said it in the fucking story.
Right.
He said it in a story referencing it. He's a fucking hypocrite.
If we were watching a YouTube video and just anyone was on screen and you called them the N-word out of nowhere, that would be much closer to what happened in that situation.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that PewDiePie's the worst fucking guy in the world and he should be crucified. It's just like, you got a big fucking audience. You can't make them think that that's okay.
Right.
He's number one.
It's not just the
audience.
He makes us all look bad. That was my point.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in him.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
It's
And
these
that's the
fucking
point.
14-year-old white kids
And
who are like, oh, it's just a word, Ethan.
Yeah. That's
Word!
But he
It's just a
shouldn't have said it in the first
word!
place.
And even before Keemstar and Scarce made these plebeian videos without even watching my podcast, who just want to appeal to the 12-year-old fans and get clickbait views, everyone was like, it's just a word. It's just a word. How could you throw your friend under the bus?
Go tell that to a black person.
Exactly.
I had a black
We are
guy.
not qualified to tell you how
had-
hurtful that word is.
It's not our
We
place
know.
as white guys to say, like, it's just a word. It's not our fucking
I had
place.
a black guy on, and he's like, I wasn't offended, but there's a big difference when you drop that hard ER and use it in a derogatory way. And everyone's like, oh, all the white kids are like, oh, fuck that guy.
Oh, it's okay. There's no black
Who
people
the
in
fuck
Sweden.
are you?
It's- right.
That's like telling me,
Not our
that's like
place.
saying, oh, kike isn't offensive as a
Totally.
non-Jew. It's
Totally.
like,
Totally.
I'm a Jew. It's
Totally.
directed towards me. Of course it's not offensive to you. You're not Jewish.
Right.
This is the easiest
Carries no
goddamn
weight.
conversation
Why
I've
do
had
I-
in months.
Why do I need to
Amen, brother.
explain it?
Amen, brother.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What
you
the
know.
hell?
And to Keemstar and to Scarce, shame on you. You're my peers. You take yourself seriously. You made a fucking joke of yourself. I have no respect for either of you. And to everybody who's getting offended and fucking getting butthurt because I said I was disappointed.
Just
in
know
a
you're in the
podcast
minority,
that
which should hurt you.
I'm having a conversation. It's a
Inside.
conversational place where I address issues and I talk about it, okay? I talk about topical shit. I do this twice a week. I talk about what's happening.
Right. And that's what was happening. That was the fucking
I
news event.
defended him. I said his career shouldn't be over. I said he's not racist. This DMCA developer who said he wanted to DMCA all of his videos, I said it's bullshit. I said I'm disappointed in him because he just cut him off this racist shit with the Jews. He just made this video separating himself from white supremacists, and he's dropping that. I'm like, dude, I'm disappointed.
Yeah,
All
but
right?
Ethan, it's just a word.
Fuck, I'm disillusioned in a way by
Yeah,
how many
absolutely.
pieces
Yeah, but just know that that's a
Absolutely.
very small percentage of the people.
Well, they're vocal.
But I was just going to say, they're vocal.
They're
the
loud.
loudest. They're the loudest.
They're
And you're going to hear from
loud.
them the most.
I'm sorry. I don't think you should go up to a black person and call them an N-word.
Right.
Or use it in a derogatory way. I think it's
Yeah.
fucked up.
You don't
Maybe
do
when
that.
you're streaming a goddamn video game, don't call someone the N-word
And you're the
on the
most
stream.
popular YouTuber in the world.
Right. Maybe don't do it.
And you're under a microscope by all the media in
and
the
you're
world.
Not, and you're not black.
And maybe if
And
you're
you're
a
not-
viewer, when you're comparing that particular incident against something that Ethan was quoting on an earlier podcast,
Right.
maybe the parallels don't match up.
It doesn't.
It-
And you know
I
what?
don't think
Thanks
they
for
do.
bringing it up, Eric, because I
Of
wanted
course.
to talk about it.
And it pissed me off to see that. And I think that you have way more people who agree with that sentiment than who disagree. And the people
Yeah.
who disagree, fix your fucking hearts.
Fuck off. You know what? If you think I'm wrong, if you think that I'm a racist and a hypocrite, if you didn't bother to watch the podcast and you downvoted and you left a mean comment and you called me a hypocrite, fuck off.
So,
Unsubscribe.
Yeah,
Don't
just
watch.
leave.
There it
Don't
is.
watch.
Because we'll have a lot less of that shit to deal
Enjoy
with in the future.
Keemstar, the pinnacle of logic and sanity on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go enjoy his fucking show.
Bye-bye.
Where everything he says is well researched and rational and reasoned. Keemstar,
We'll see you in a month.
the
When you
fucking guy
resubscribe.
that looks like
You dumb bitches.
Yeah, my most recent video is making fun of a black person who says digital blackface. Are you seriously questioning my crusade against social justice warriors?
Right.
You
Yeah.
fucking loser.
Do you think
Right.
Ethan's state of mind stays permanent from video to video,
They
or
said-
do you think that he just like goes for the things that, and then just fucking like
Thank you.
colors himself different for each video?
Thank you.
Or do you think it all comes from a place of a static reasoning?
I just wanted to throw my friend under the bus for clicks because it was the easy thing to do.
That's
No,
all
it wasn't
he
the easy thing to do. Everyone was making videos defending PewDiePie, saying he didn't do anything wrong.
Get the
I
fuck out of
fucking
here.
did the hard thing, as is clearly evident. You think I'm fucking stupid? You think I didn't know that I said the N-word in previous podcasts? Fuck no.
Do you think context is a thing? At all?
Nope.
No.
You think that the easier thing would have been just not talking about it? Fucking use your brain. Christ. And if you got a problem, unsubscribe, dude. If it bothers you that much, just fucking leave.
Yeah, and post about it in the subreddit.
Yeah, I'm drunk. So what?
I'm not
Fuck
drunk
up.
enough
I'm
for
not
this
sorry.
conversation.
Come on.
I'm not sorry because he fucked up.
My man.
Yeah.
He fucked up. He made a great apology. I forgive him. I think he's good. I don't think he's racist. His apology was genuine and great and golden.
When you guys did that podcast, did you think that that was going to lead to a bunch of people going, yeah, but what about... Actually...
Well, I had some premonition, but not to the level where Keemstar and Scarce were basically clickbaiting about it and acting like I was the great portrayer of YouTube.
That shit drives me fucking
Oh,
crazy.
it's pathetic.
You
And
fucking,
shame on them.
If your whole career is based on trying to obscure other people's messages, then you don't really
Well, they just
have a
reduce
clear
it.
message.
They reduce it to the most dramatic clickbait title.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because that's what sells.
Yeah.
So you have to boil it down to something that's way simpler than what it is.
I mean, I can see why Keem would do it because he's been dealing with that shit for a long time.
Oh yeah, saying the N-word in a derogatory mean insult is fucking normal.
In a heated
PewDiePie did
gaming
nothing
moment.
wrong. But I love this hashtag. PewDiePie did nothing wrong. The dude made an apology.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Everyone who supported us and actually watched the podcast and understands context, thank you. To everyone else, fuck off.
Yeah, we're
Unsubscribe.
comedians.
I don't give a fuck.
We do comedy. We don't do fucking sentiment. Shut up.
I have a fucking great track record. If you want to look at my most recent post, people have been criticizing me for being a conservative alt-right person who fosters poisonous alt-right movements. And the moment I take a stand and say, hey, PewDiePie disappointed me, and I don't think he's a racist, that I get thrown in the trenches by people like Keemstar, fuck off.
Yeah, if your message is that the N-word is just a word, you're a 15-year-old white kid.
Yep.
That's my
That's accurate.
hot take on that.
That's a good hot take.
And you probably don't have much to say about it, but in 4 years, you're going to regret that you did.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I read a comment on YouTube. It was like, I'm black and I wasn't offended. I was like, okay. I clicked his profile. He's got a bunch of videos of him making commentary on video games, and guess what? He's a fucking white kid.
Well, there you go. Boom, there you go.
Shocking.
And you know what? I had a black guy on.
Wow.
And
Like,
listen,
what do you want? A fucking apology?
I'm not.
You want Ethan to get in front of a camera and go, hey, listen, about my iDubbbz podcast.
Listen,
I just want to apologize. You guys are right. You
I'm a
really
hypocrite.
took me to task there.
I'm such a hypocrite by referring to the word. You guys are become social justice words. You understand that by calling me a hypocrite, by me referring to the N-word. Oh, Ethan's a hypocrite. Fuck off. That unsubscribe button is right down there. Click it and go subscribe to Keemstar. Hit that bell and enjoy the ride. And in 3 years, when you grow up, come back here because I'll be waiting. That's enough said about that.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll be here for you when you're a fucking adult.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Epic rant
Hey,
there.
thank you guys.
Damn.
Of course.